When most people think of HR, they picture hiring, firing, policy enforcement, and a department tasked with making work feel better, while the rest of the organisation is under pressure to make it work better. Over the past decade, human resources underwent a widespread rebrand. It became people and culture. The banner expanded to engagement platforms, wellbeing programs, diversity initiatives, and endless pulse surveys. The intent was noble: improve how people experience work. The result, however, has been underwhelming. As dissatisfaction surfaced through these channels, the responses were rarely structural. Instead, more initiatives were layered onto systems that were already bloated and increasingly disconnected from economic reality. Discomfort was treated as something to soothe rather than a signal that something fundamental needed repair. The outcome? Engagement and trust are down. Workload pressure and burnout are up. A growing proportion of the workforce feels disillusioned rather than energized. Despite unprecedented investment in culture, the experience of work has not meaningfully improved. Now artificial intelligence has exposed this weakness. AI can already perform much of what P&C or people in culture have long considered core work: process coordination, workforce analytics, and policy interpretation. It also challenges the role of P&C as cultural gatekeeper. Where fairness and consistency were once mediated through human judgment, AI provides data-driven insight offered dispassionately and at scale. Gartner forecasts that by 2030, roughly 60% of HR tasks will be executed through AI-driven agents. This is not a future problem. It is a present capability gap, and many HR teams are simply not ready. As technology strips out friction, functional boundaries matter less. Leaders will absorb many responsibilities once tethered to HR, supported by AI systems that act as a digital sounding board. These AI coaches integrate compliance, legal frameworks, and behavioural insight, delivering data-driven guidance directly into the hands of leaders. A large portion of what once required one-to-one meetings or workshops can now be accessed instantly. The HR function remains essential, but its role is no longer to cushion people from reality. It is to help them to adapt to it faster. And for that to happen, HR must adapt first. But for years, the title of human resources felt unfashionable, too blunt, too economic, too impersonal. Yet that framing is precisely what we now need. As technology makes value, capability, and contribution increasingly visible, the language of resources regains its accuracy and its honesty. In a high-performance environment, the resource is the capability of the human, and the management is the optimization of that capability. When expectations are clear and systems are effective, engagement does not need to be manufactured. It emerges naturally through responsibility and meaningful contribution. HR's value can no longer be in acting as a service desk for transactions or short-term morale initiatives. Its survival depends on becoming sharper, more strategic, and commercially useful. HR must re-engineer itself around 4 imperatives. 1, automate. 2, integrate. 3, mobilize. And 4, simplify. Number 1, automate all repeatable HR work. Automation now needs to move from aspiration to execution. The greatest return comes when workflows are interrogated and simplified before automation. HR needs practical AI literacy and the courage to test every workflow for necessity and efficiency. If a task is repeatable and codable, it should not rely on human effort by default. Onboarding, recruitment admin, contract amendments, process coordination, and policy queries all sit within a process and automation review pipeline. Number 2, integrate capability. Once the repetitive work is automated, HR's next move is to integrate the capability into leadership. By equipping leaders with AI-driven toolkits, policy agents, and behavioural coaching systems, organisations can reduce their dependency on HR as the intermediary in all things people. Technology provides the first pass of guidance. Leaders provide judgment, empathy, and trust. Number 3, mobilise an AI guild. Every organisation needs a transition roadmap that defines ethical principles, role implications, and guardrails for AI adoption. HR can play a critical role in shaping this foundation, drawing on its strengths in governance, communication, and change management. Once that vision is set, HR should advocate for building and upskilling a cross-functional AI guild. A small group tasked with testing automation tools, redesigning workflows, and seeking out inefficiency that slow the business down, measuring outcomes as they go. Number 4, simplify the operating model. The long-standing call for HR to develop business acumen is no longer optional. Its relative distance from day-to-day operations now offers a valuable vantage point to support the simplification of work practices. HR leaders should offer to partner with functions to map tasks, challenge redundant approvals, collapse duplicated effort, and eliminate low-value activities. This isn't about redrawing org charts. It is about helping leaders see how work moves through the business and where technology can reliably automate or augment. True simplification is structural, not cosmetic. HR has spent years responding to disengagement by adding programs rather than removing the conditions that cause it. The future of the function lies in subtraction, doing less with greater intent. An opportunity exists to strip out low-impact transactional activity, including within HR itself, and return focus to clarity, capability, and contribution. Every hour spent sustaining bloated systems is an hour taken away from preparing people for the realities of an AI-infused workplace. This is not the end of HR, but a rediscovery of its purpose, shifting from steward of culture initiatives to a strategic accelerator of workforce design and adaptive capability, creating a more sustainable way to improve how people experience work. The function that once made work feel better must now make work work better. That's the new mandate. It's time for human resources to live up to its name. If you enjoyed this video, it is inspired by my book, From Loathing to Loving Your Job. I'll put a link in the description, and I hope to see you in the next video.